Okay, yet another video from myself, Andrew Carden, the chair of the club. This one is about what you need to do or think about when you come paddling at the moment during the situation around COVID. But some of these things you need to do, and it's good advice for your paddling with the club anyway. So if you're paddling down at Battyeford at the moment, a few things. One, for those that aren't members of the club, you'll need to fill in a session membership form. So we've got your emergency contact details and also any information that we need, to help us run the session and keep you safe. We put that information on the British Canoeing website portal for membership, so it's secure. We do share some basic overall information about numbers and the makeup of the club with funders, and that helps us with the finance and getting support from other bodies for the club. But yeah, you need to fill in the session membership form if you haven't paid your membership subscription. Obviously, if you're a member at this time of year, coming into September, that runs September to September for your membership. So if you join now or renew now, it'll run through to September 2021. So once you've got your membership, sessions will be published and people will notify that sessions are available through social media. There'll be a booking system that's run through the app called Spond. So you can join there. We'll put you into the recreation groups and others. The sessions will be published on there with an idea of what the session will be about. So for example, hopefully one of the first sessions we'll do will be a household or family open boating session. So you'll be able to book an open boat, which will take, depending on the size of your family and the size of your children, 3 or 4 people. Ideally 2 adults and 2 children. And then we'll just have a paddle down the river. So it'll give you a bit of basic information on there, and you'll be able to book your place. So there'll be a description of the session, book your place, how many places there are, times and everything else information on there, and how much the sessions cost. If at all possible, if you could pay in advance. We're not going to be taking cash at the moment, so you pay by bank transfer preferably. We don't currently, but we will be setting up PayPal payments. If you haven't paid on the session, then we'll make a note and we'll just let John know that you'll be paying up through the bank transfer. So that's the information before you turn up. The other thing is obviously normal things for those people paddling. Depending on the session, we'll give you a bit of an idea of the kit you need to bring down. Bring a swimming costume or your swimming kit underneath. Makes it easier for you getting changed either before or after the session, in or out of the kit you're going to may get wet in. Bring yourself a towel. Big things at the moment. Bring down your own means of washing your hands, hand gel, or if there's any other means you've got of cleaning your hands. It's obviously, for those that paddle regularly outside and on the river, it's not a bad thing to be cleaning your hands when you get off, because often the canal banks aren't the cleanest of places, and there are 1 or 2 things that can cause an issue if you've not got clean hands, or you're trying to eat food or do something without cleaning your hands when you get off. So quite a lot of people carry hand gel anyway, or means of carrying cleaning, but we won't be providing that. When you come down, the time of the session, the gates will be open. You can come down, park obviously reasonable distance from each other. We're keeping 2 metres socially distanced on the site wherever possible. When you arrive on site, we'll ask you to fill in the track and trace form, the logging in form, which is probably something in terms of being able to keep a register of who's paddling and how many times. We'll probably have something similar in the long run anyway, because it's a good thing for us to be able to know how many times people are paddling and what type of paddling people are doing. So there'll be that form. When we're getting kit out the containers, there may be times where the instructors get kit out ready for people, the boats particularly. If we do, we'll wipe them down. But wherever possible, we'd like paddlers on an individual basis to go into the containers, 1 person in a container at a time, to get their own boat out and bring it out, so that they're the ones that have touched it. We'll have a system for letting you know which boats have been paddled when and which boats you can take. And you can talk to whoever's running the session outside about what type of boat, if the different sizes would suit you before you take that out. In terms of the soft kit, if you're paddling really regular and sizes and volumes allow, then we have suggested that some people may be asked to take the soft kit, that's the buoyancy aids and the helmets, with them. That way we don't have to worry about when things are being used, and when they were last used. But yeah, we'll be giving you some advice about that from those that aren't familiar to the site. The container one, which is the one furthest away from the gate, is where all the soft kit usually is. So it's one person in at a time into the containers. If you do need a hand, somebody from your own household or bubble to help with that. If a coach has to help getting the kit out for you, then we'll make sure it's wiped down before you use it. So I suppose that's the getting the kit. Obviously, whoever's running the session will run it in an orderly, in a way that allows people to get on the jetty. Please just be respectful for each other and other users on the site in terms of giving people a bit of distance. If you are on the water and for whatever reason you fall in, we will endeavour to rescue, and I'm sure we'll be able to rescue and maintain that social distancing, or ideally you rescue yourself. And instructors give you a bit of I say instructors, those running the sessions, will give you some advice and support in being able to do that. But obviously we won't let anybody get in trouble, and we'll make sure everybody's safe. So yeah, I think that's covers most of the things on site. In terms of then when you get off, you'll put the kit away. We'll have a system for being able to record the boats going back in for when they can next be used and which boats have been used right out in the sessions. Like I said, if you're asked to take some of the soft kit away with you, then please do so, and bring it back at the next session. Depending on what is going on in the site, then obviously if it's really busy, or sometimes we might have one session after another, we might have to ask people to leave really promptly after the session, depending if we've got another one coming in. But the people who are leading those things, I keep referring to them as instructors, but instructors, coaches, session leaders, session activators, safety advisors, whatever terms people are familiar with. But the people running the sessions will give you a bit of guidance on that while you're there. Hopefully in future we might also produce some videos, some briefings on specific sessions. As much as anything else, that's about being able to maximise the time that you've got down with us, so that you're a bit familiar about what happens. One of the things that we want to avoid, and it's not necessarily something to do with COVID, it's to do with the feedback that we've had sometimes from people, is people sometimes want to come down, get on the water, paddle and spend the time being active. And while we're all sociable people and enjoy talking, and none more so than me, we are down there to paddle, and sometimes, particularly as the light fades down at Battyeford, we need to get on. So we'll probably produce some simple briefings, hopefully not all of them by me, about how to use the different craft and some thoughts, so that you've got a bit of an idea of what the session is, and some pointers and maybe some places to go as reference for picking up some information. I think it's a big thing within the club about members driving their learning, and that continues within COVID. And that is only something that's going to grow within the club, and we're going to emphasise and foster and culture and amplify. There's lots of information. Greg spent lots of time putting information upon the website. We're continuing to develop that, so I ask that you look at that. We'll continue to develop these videos, post things on social media, and post the feedback forms, and make it as easy as possible for us to gather the information we need and for you to share that information with us. So hopefully that's covered all the things or most of the things that you need to know about paddling at the moment during COVID down at Battyeford. And if there are any other things, then I'm sure I'll end up revising this video and reposting it. See you on the water soon.